Good morning. I know, it looks like I'm missing something, huh? We're loading here in Armstrong at Rapid Span. Don't want to dust them out. We're backing into the loading zone. Got the pup on, so let's see if I can do this on the first try or if I'm going to have to pull forward to correct myself. Remember, small moves. The pup turns pretty aggressively because it's such a short wheelbase. I had to do the same thing with the lead. It's like too far. So we got the front trailer loaded, as you saw when I pulled out, and now we're going to get the back trailer loaded. And we'll go a bit toward the back.
Toward the back?
Yeah.
Where's your center for the trailer?
Center is here.
Right here?
But we'll go a bit back.
Go a bit back?
Yeah. I think that's the right call. You'll be pissed off at me if we have to unload the whole thing and reload it.
That's okay. 39, 19.
Panel flying. It'll be exactly like the lead, four stacked on top of each other. This is where you want to be, so back a little bit.
How's that done? Just looking on that mark there, boss.
Looks good. You want it right here?
Right in the center of that green mark there.
Good.
Good?
Good. As a rule, I like to stay out of the way unless they ask for help. Sometimes helping too much is a nuisance, right? Because you got a rhythm. You want to do certain things certain ways. And there's always some crews that refuse help and some crews that actually have no problem. So I always offer. So this came out of the forms today morning and it's still radiating heat. Still quite warm from the chemical reaction. And they've got a whole bunch of beds like this where they build the foundations for next ones. There's another one sitting in there with all the rebar ready to be poured, and they're going to keep building them all day. They pour the concrete, let it cure overnight, and then in the morning they pull the stuff out of the beds. So this must be one that came out. There's my second one. It's not dead on center, but it's fine being a little off. Maybe half an inch, 3/4 of an inch off center. One. Kind of funny when you have two people on the deck both giving hand signal to the operator. It's like okay, we're just going to throw one strap. Get to the front, strap everything down, and get out of here. Weights look really good. Thank you. I'm not leaving the yard, I'm just going to stay on the shoulder. So that way I'm not legally on the highway or roadway. Because legally, I need at least 3 straps on that. guy working by the tarps there, so I'm going to go nice and slow so I don't dust them out. All right, let's park this sucker right here next to my lead. Not going to go all the way down because the lead is a little bit lower than the truck. If I go all the way down, we're going to miss the kingpin with the lead. Nice and gentle like. It doesn't want to spin as easy today. Some days it spins easier than other days. Depends how thick the oil, I guess. The hotter the day, the better it spins. looks like I captured it on the first try. Professional, I tell ya, professional. Okay, last look at our weights. Looking really good there. Oh yeah, awesome sauce. Not even all that heavy. Yep, lots of space. No issues at all. I'll catch up with you guys once I'm all the way strapped down and down the road somewhere. It's actually noon. It's pretty much dead noon. And it's not a very cloudy day. You guys can see the moon up there. It's not a cloudy day. It's a smoky day. It feels like I have my head inside of a campfire. You know when the campfire decides to blow all the smoke over your face? That's what it smells like. This is going to be interesting because highway's closed. Highway 5 is closed. The Coquihalla is closed, which means we're not going that way. We're headed north to Williams Lake. But if Highway 5 is closed, that means every big rig coming down this highway that's headed towards Vancouver, instead of taking the big 4-lane highway, all those truckers are going to be on that narrow 2-lane highway. All the camper vans are going to be on the 2-lane highway. We'll see how busy this gets. It might be a busy highway. This is our load over here. I'll load it up. It has this really weird apocalyptic feel to it. It's actually quite nice load. It rides nice. Yeah, it's just been getting thicker and thicker because the forest fire is up that way and the smoke's coming this way. So maybe it'll thin out as we continue down the highway. Let's hammer down. 25 degrees Celsius out. In the morning it was quite chilly, but I didn't look at the temperature, I forgot, but it's probably below 10 degrees Celsius, so cool enough that I'm like, don't forget to buy a new jacket this weekend. So we're going to drive along Kamloops Lake over here, which is going to be quite pretty. It's going to be interesting in the smoke. Thank you, driver, for moving over for me. I know you need to turn in here too. Unless I go into Merritt. It's still open to Merritt, but not past that point. Everybody will want to exit here. So watch out for aggressive drivers. people that normally run this road have given themselves enough time to run this road at the normal amount of traffic. So weird looking up the Coquihalla and there's one or two cars going that way. Everybody get by me right away. This passing lane doesn't last forever. Trying to take my time here. The lane's ending here pretty quick. Everybody's merging properly. I guess not everybody will be on this highway. A lot of people are going to take Highway 3 instead, depending on where they're going. If locals don't realize that Highway 5 is closed, and they might be a little confused why the traffic is so heavy. I mean, it's not terrible so far. I mean, it's a non-ending line of traffic, but we're doing 5 to 10 kilometers below the speed limit, but kind of was expecting that. Huge mine over here on the left-hand side. Not sure what kind of precious metals they're going for, but I guess you guys deserve an update. The last time you saw me, 2 days ago, I was eastbound and northbound to Calgary. Delivered in Calgary and then sat there. Hours and hours sat there, and the boss kept calling, going, "I'm sorry, I can't find anything." Eventually he goes, "You know what? Just start heading toward home. I'll find something on the way. If not, we're going to load you in Armstrong." so nothing. I'm like, if I start going on Highway 1, you're going to find something on Highway 3 or Highway 16. If I take 16, you're going to find something on Highway 1 or 3. If I take 3, it'll be Highway 1 or 16. It's like, there just were no loads. He goes, well, I'm going to send you empty. So we drove empty all the way from Calgary to Armstrong and loaded this. He goes, well, at least if I send you empty there, I know you can make money here on Friday. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Truck in front of me seems to be slow in the 2-lane and pretty quick in the 4-lane here. Yeah, slowing down a bit here, so there's a corner coming, so slowing for the corner. I'm not going to slow for the corner. To merge over. Very nice. Very nicely done. Professional. Definitely the busiest I've ever seen this highway. It's usually pretty relaxed. It's not like stupid traffic jams like in a city, but it is a lot more traffic than normal. Normally you have a few cars that end up behind you, not an endless train of cars. Oh man, it's hard to even see Kamloops Lake up ahead there. It's so foggy or smoky that Be interesting. We've got to do a climb here, and then you should get some good views of the lake. Through the smoke is going to be uniquely different for sure. Radio's pretty quiet. It was pretty busy in Kamloops, but it's quiet over here. Excuse me. If you ever wonder how much editing I do, then there's your answer. I don't have time to edit out my coughs and sneezes. Alright, we got a good little hard climb here. We'll see how we do here. Come on. I would blame it on the smoke, but you all know I always have a frog in my throat. And yes, thanks for asking. My eyes are still itchy. My throat is still quite painful. My nose is still all congested. Jess seems convinced I don't have allergies and it's just some kind of small cold. It doesn't feel like a cold, but it might be. Pick up with the RV, you got your own lane, just hammer down, hammer down. Take your own lane. I've made that mistake too. You're sitting there waiting, it's like, you don't have to wait, just go. Golf course over here. Wonder how much the houses cost living in the golf course like that. Cannot be cheap. Dust. It's a big rig pulled over. Where is the dust coming from? And we're not crazy heavy. Did the math for strapping these down. Legally, we need 3 straps. So I threw 4 straps. With corner plastic softeners. Make sure the straps don't cut themselves on the abrasive concrete. This is a guy we just passed, didn't we? Oh well. Area up here with pit toilets, but if you pull in here and then climb up, do a little bit of hiking, you get some beautiful viewpoints of Kamloops Lake. Although today we can't see all that far, can we? Rest area is quite a bit fuller than normal too. Now we gotta go down, 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 down. To the bottom. And we cross over to the other side of the valley and then climb again. Cross the valley right at the end of the lake. See if there's any trains on the tracks. There looks like there's a train on the other side of the lake, but I don't think it's moving. Load trucks coming up. Lumber. Luckily there are a lot of passing zones, so you don't end up... Oh, there's a train on this side over here. It's a car carrier. So, automotive. Cars and pickups and SUVs. Probably fully loaded cars from Japan and China and that direction. They come over on the big container ships. I guess they're not container ships, but the big ships specially designed for cars. There's the mid-power unit. Auxiliary power unit. Whatever you guys call it. Oh, there's the end of it. I see the end of the train. a train on the other side of the track up ahead. Not 100% sure if that one's moving. And I doubt we'll make it to the bridge. If he's moving, I doubt we'll make it to the bridge before he's long gone. If he's parked, then we'll see him. Welcome to Savannah, lakeside community. This place is always hiring people. I've heard that they got a fairly big turnaround rate. It's hard, hot work. I think there's not a lot of people that can do that job or want to keep doing that job. Anyone that has that job is handing out resumes in other places, trying to get a better job. Pretty sure the train on the other side of the river, I keep calling it a river, we're wanting to go, the other side of the lake is stopped. My guess is it's a coal train. I don't know if it's loaded or empty. It's hard to tell this far away and how smoky it is. I keep telling myself it's okay that these people are driving slow. It's okay. I only have 40 kilometers to go, and then they're all gonna go south while I head north. Here's another train here. Got a Canadian Pacific paint job on the front. Second engine has the Kansas Southern paint job. Must be empty grainer. Yep, that's a grainer. It's got the longer wheelbase. Is that? No, that's potash. They're the short. For some reason, it looked like a longer. They're the short wheelbase. That's potash. Empty potash. Potash is ingredient for fertilizer, coming out of Saskatchewan most likely. So, came out of Saskatchewan, empty all the potash on the coast, get put onto huge container ships. They're not container ships, huge. What do you call those ships? I call them all container ships. They're not containers. Either way, huge ships, and then it gets transported all across the world. Always say Saskatchewan fertilizes the world, at least a good portion of it. That parked train. Oh yeah, a little bit way down that way. Can't tell. Looks like a coal train for sure, but I can't tell if it's loaded or empty. So we must be waiting for oncoming traffic as well. we climb again. Oh yeah, I should say a thank you while I remember. Thank you to all those new members that have popped in. If your name is dark blue on the bottom, that means they're a new member at the end of the credits. If you want your name in the credits, everybody that hits that subscribe plus or join button, your name ends up in the credits at the end. Also, all super chats and all people that buy me a coffee by clicking that coffee link end up in the credits. For every $5 you give me, you get a month on the credits. So Bob, you're on the credits for 4 months now. Bob bought me a tea. There's 2 people that have bought me a tea now. I know the other person's name starts with a G, but I can't remember. I'm sorry. I forgot your name, G-Man. And I'm putting people that are buying me coffees or using the coffee app or Ko-fi, I'm putting your name first on the list. Because by a fairly large margin, I keep more of that money than via YouTube. So if you do a $10 super chat, or super thank you, do a $10 super chat, YouTube keeps 3 of those dollars. If you give me $10 on the Ko-fi app, the Ko-fi app keeps 10 cents. So that's why if you guys buy me a tea, we'll end up at the top of the credits. For every $5 you guys give, you'll get a month with your name in the credits. So thank you guys. You guys, basically everybody's name that shows up in the credits, you guys are what makes this YouTube thing possible. You guys bring me in more money than YouTube pays me via the ads. Someone just said, well then why don't you just turn ads off and just make, yeah, I would love to. I would love to just tell YouTube no ads. Got a problem with that. YouTube literally sent me a letter, half threatening, if I don't allow more ads on my YouTube, which you can tell there's more ads on my YouTube now. If I don't allow more ads on my YouTube, then they're not going to show anybody my videos. So my hands are kind of tied because of YouTube's greed there. I used to show one ad at the beginning of the video and one at the end. No ads during the video, but YouTube didn't like that and were threatening never to show my video to anyone. So if you like the random video you see on your homepage or next video up ahead, YouTube said if I don't put in more ads, they're going to stop showing my thumbnails in those lists. I'm like, well, that's pretty much death to my channel. So yay, YouTube. Gotta love YouTube and hate YouTube at the same time, right? Oh well, but I mean it's the service that we have. And so far there's not a good alternative. I've tried Rumble, but that was, yeah, that didn't work out at all. I don't know if there's anything else out there that I could use, but if there's ever, in fact, if you guys ever know of a new video streaming platform out there, I'd be more than happy to know about it and give it a try. Alright, sounds like we got inappropriate language on the radio. Just gonna turn that off. Look at that little Wild West town. Deadman Junction Ranch. Wild West. That should be the title of the video, right? Highway closed in the Wild West. Or wildfire in the Wild West. I mean, we're not going through any fire. We're just getting all the smoke of the fire, so I don't want to be too clickbaity. Yeah, next town up is Cache Creek, and then we'll turn north there, and we'll see how far we get before the camera batteries die. Hoping the further we went this way there would be less smoke, but so far not super promising. I couldn't tell if that was my buddy or not. Turn the radio back on. Get anything, so I'll turn it down. Couldn't quite tell. I think if it wasn't so smoky, it'd be a gorgeous day. Nissan was a little slow to go through his gears there. Now that alfalfa is still growing really well, and they're still irrigating. So they got another cutting left in that alfalfa. Corn is starting to get a little yellowish. It's still looking pretty green. But as you can see, everything is bone dry unless it's irrigated here. Luckily, you got lots of rivers in the area, and if you set up the irrigation, you can get some beautiful green fields. But this part of British Columbia, Canada, is very, very dry. Honestly, starting to get smoke this late in the year is quite nice that it held off this long. We've had a really good year for wildfires, but it's not good right now. But luckily winter is not that far away, so hopefully we keep the fires under control. It's going to be a little cooler, so it's going to be easier for the firefighters to fight them too. Because you got to remember, when it's 40 degrees Celsius out there, firefighters, it's a very physically demanding job. Fighting fires on cliff edges. It's a Thompson River down there. When it's really hot, they can only work for a few minutes before they're exhausted and need a break. So firefighting is slow work on a really, really hot day. When it gets a little cooler, I mean, 25 degrees is still quite warm, but 25 degrees is way better than 40 degrees Celsius. Is that an RV in the ditch? Wow. Holy smokes. How did that happen? Viewpoint over here. Oh, I see a train down on the bottom. I think that one's parked as well. It's full of containers. Watch for wildlife, just a temporary sign. Usually that means there's a migration going through. Probably elk. Either that or a herd of mountain goats has come in the area. Definitely had a little fire over here. It looks like I got on control pretty quick, but most definitely human caused, probably from the highway. Looking at it, ooh, RV, you better hurry up. That rig's coming around the corner. Now, wildlife sign could also be maybe there's a bear in the area. about passing lanes is you can get everybody by you, but usually the second the passing lane's over, you got somebody stuck behind you already. But at least it's somebody new. Somebody new behind you is usually less impatient. Kilometers till Cache Creek. We're pretty close to Lytton and Lillooet, and those are the driest communities, usually the hottest. The record heat for the year is usually somewhere in the Lytton, Lillooet area. So we're in the hottest, driest part of British Columbia. In the summer anyway. In the winter it gets colder here than, say, Victoria or Vancouver or Soyuz. But you won't get a lot of snow here. If you don't want to shovel snow, this is a good spot to stay. Need to find someone that lives out here and has a ranch out here somewhere. I think this would be a pretty cool place. If somebody had a ranch where you could just park an RV on, live in the winter on a ranch, in the summer go travel. I wouldn't need hookups or anything with all our solar and everything. We would just go and dump our black water every now and then. I'm sure there's black water dump sites in the area. I don't know if at Cache Creek itself, but I'm sure there's dump sites somewhere. Tight. Fields of corn have all been harvested here already. Probably just corn to feed cows and cattle feed. Cows and cattle feed. Sure, let's go with that. Why not? Smooth brain energy. find it funny that cars pass me in dangerous places and then they're stuck in front of me. Still can't go anywhere. We go. Car, you passed me.
In 2.5 kilometers, turn right on Highway 97.
What was that? It's slowing down at the top. What? I feel like they did aggressive downshifting. That way they didn't have to hit the brakes. Didn't hear what he said. Here, I suspect most of these cars are going to turn south. But turning north too. It's 50-50, really.
Turn right on Highway 97.
I'm going to stop in the intersection. That's not optimal. Well, Alberta, a little confused there. Truck driver signaling to get onto the road, but just parked there. Not sure what's going on the other side there. I think it's making a bit of a cluster there. Oh, okay, a lot of trucks in this lane are turning south as well. Yeah, lots of peppers on the left-hand side there. Bright red peppers. There's people in the field picking them. Nice. Famous Desert Hills taco stand. Always a full parking lot of traffic. We definitely need to stop there one of these days. Can't do it in the big rig, but maybe the RV. I guess you could park the big rig here and just walk. Probably be doable. Up this way. Yeah, I think we're making pretty good time. Williams Lake isn't that far away, so I think we're on schedule to have a decent weekend. Somebody's got an insecure load. Said something about a strap. If you look at your mirror, you'll see your straps dangling on the road. A bit staticky, so it could be behind us on Highway 1, or it could be in front of us on Highway 97. Bonaparte River. Hammer down. I guess not that much hammering down. The people in front of me didn't hammer down. I like the rack that he has on the back of his RV here. I would like to build something similar like that for ours. It's a little heavier duty. Like it's just square tubing, maybe 1 inch square tubing coming right off the frame. Yeah, I like it. dropped his trailers and then he's parked weird. It's a weird way to park. Only guess is he's having truck problems. He's parked over there. It's not a good spot to park. Super Bees go in and out of that driveway. I've delivered down there before. It's a terrible place to park. My only guess is his truck is having truck problems. And he dropped his trailers and now he's parked his truck in a way that a tow truck can come and hook onto it. Hopefully they're not expecting any bales to be delivered to the ranch there anytime soon. Pretty rough road. I thought I'd be out of traffic when we turned north, and I was wrong. Completely and utterly wrong. The leader of this. It's that rig that we passed the very first time. Like we're going 10 below the speed limit. What's going on? That cube van, that very first semi that we passed, where I said I wasn't going to slow down for the corner. That's the leader of our train here. Look at the back of the RV though. Look, they've got quite a bit of water damage on the left-hand side there. The whole back plastic covering is all bubbly. It's not good. Not good at all. The painted cliffs on the left-hand side. Basically, they're rusty. There's a lot of metal, a lot of iron in those cliffs, and the way they've eroded it kind of exposes all of the rich iron, and then literally the mountain is literally rusting. For all the sagebrush, there'd be a lot more of those colors. Grab my Bluetooth. Hello. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so head, but I can head up. Okay. Okay, okay, so. Yeah, okay. Okay, from Guildford. Okay, 10-4. Okay. Sounds good. Bye. Wow, there goes my plan of making good time to have a good weekend. Oh, that means that cameras have stopped. As soon as I get a phone call, the camera stopped working. So we've lost our rear-facing load cam. There's some kind of Bluetooth interference that second I get a phone call that camera shuts down. Well, I guess those cameras are about to die anyway, looking at battery life on these things. Here, Bonaparte River again. Probably a really good time to end this video. So yeah, apparently I'm delivering this, because I'll get this delivered today here in Williams Lake, and I'm like, he'll probably have a load for me to get back home, but apparently I'm going all the way to Prince George empty and loading in Prince George and then coming home. So yeah, that adds a few hours to the day. Hey, some extra money though. Kind of need that, especially since we sat around so long in Calgary yesterday. Okay, well, I was not expecting that. Yeah, it is what it is. The more of you guys that subscribe, the more we can travel more of the unique roads off of these main highways and start taking the back roads. Did you guys know there's a back road all the way from Williams Lake to Coquihalla on the west side of the river? That'd be an awesome road to take in RV. Did you know just up ahead from Chasm, if you make a left-hand turn, take that dirt road, it'll end up on highway, I think it's 20. And from there you can go back to Williams Lake or head all the way to the coastline to Bella Coola. That'd be a pretty cool road to take with an RV. So, if you guys want to see more of British Columbia, more of the beautiful narrow roads, hit that subscribe plus button, hit that join button, hit that super chat button, or buy me a coffee. Better yet than all of that is get your friends to subscribe and start watching. If you guys have a Facebook or a Discord or TikTok or whatever, share my videos there and get a bunch of more people from your part of the world that you guys have connections to. LinkedIn. Get a bunch of those people to join. Even if you get one, if everybody got one person to join and then subscribe. And I know for those of you guys watching on TV, some TVs it's not easy to subscribe. So I get it. I get it. You guys can't all subscribe, but yeah, share the videos. Super appreciate that. And subscribe if you can, because it's free. It's the biggest thank you guys can give me for absolutely free. But thank you. Let's see, are we gonna go past this guy, or are we gonna get stuck behind him? Where's the passing lane end? I don't want to really honk. I don't want to do my outro honk with this guy this close to a guy's bumper. So we'll see if we can pass this guy. Come on, wide load. Let's go. Wide load from Alberta. Crazy. It's a pretty old boat too. I wonder if they came from Alberta, went to Vancouver to buy the boat, and they're bringing it back to Alberta and restore it and put it on a big lake or something. I don't know. Super Bees passing as fast as possible. I don't mean to be in your way, car. That's a beautiful, clean rig. He has the time to go wash his rig. Fortunately, we don't have a truck wash anywhere near where we live, so whoa! Well, I guess that's one way of doing it. So I'll get past them. It's like you can get past me if you just wait a few seconds. Yeah, some pretty aggressive passes going on. I am out of here. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Super appreciate you guys. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you.